later. So good morning, everyone. This morning we have the amazing Sarah Evans from Remoo Mortgages joining us. And this morning's Iron Woman Hour is all about how we create this unique offering we present to our clients. And then how do we uniquely keep those customers and keep selling to them? So this morning, our invited guests are going to be sharing with you how they do that. So Karen, I'm going to start off with you. Karen Brown, over to you. So please tell us what's unique about Karen Brown and what she takes to the market.
What's unique about me? I developed and trademarked the Publish method, which is a process to help people self-publish their books. Got a very different course coming up that I'm sort of in the process of developing. I'm not RTT therapist, learning to be an RTC coach, learning to be a grief educator, and to have just this broad skill set that I bring to the table that is just unique to me.
Okay, that's a wonderful introduction. Great introduction. Joe, over to you. What's unique about what you do, how you sell it, or how you keep customers coming back?
I think mine is my creativity. I always look to work closely with my clients to sort of plan their sessions. I'm very arty. I'm doing this morning while I'm on there. I've got a dog portrait that I'm working on at the moment, and I thought I might as well do a bit of that while I'm listening in to Sarah's talk. So yeah, it's all about, my business. The uniqueness is me, really. It's how I work and how I want to work with my clients. So
Well, you can't leave us in suspenders now. We want to see the dog portrait. So show us what you're doing then.
Hang on. Sorry, I've just switched it off. I'm just trying to unblur.
Wow.
That's brilliant. Yeah, it's on the board. So.
I didn't even know you did that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one that I don't do it very often. Because they do take me a while to do, fitting them in around everything else. And I thought, well, today, while I'm listening in, it's the perfect time to get to work on the board.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. And Lynn, over to you. So what is unique about how you deliver what you do to your clients?
I think for me, it's a bit like Joe. It's that personal experience. You only ever actually deal with me. I haven't got any secretaries, any VAs. Every call is to me. Every email is to me. So I think it's just having that personal connection with the actual clients themselves, rather than big offices and being outsourced to different people who don't know your case.
And sometimes we forget that is unique, even though it's almost like how we developed a business originally. So many people now are doing this online or automating it or employing somebody else to do part of it. And the uniqueness these days is in us actually connecting with our audience and caring and creating that personal service. It was really interesting over the weekend. I got into listening to Joe Dispenza's videos on YouTube, and he won't do online stuff. All his trainings are still in person. No, even though he's got massive audiences of sometimes over 1,000 people, he insists on doing the live events. And I was thinking, yeah, we should remember just how unique it is connecting with our customers. That's wonderful. Thank you for bringing that to the table, Lynn. Over to you, Mandy. What's unique about what you do, other than you do it in amazing places?
So I think my USP is I am so passionate about helping other people thrive that I'm literally excited every day when I come into work. Every call I have with the client, it kind of oozes out of me. And that excitement has come from a very dark place, if I'm honest, because I had some really bad times where I developed what I do as a survival technique, really. But what I love about how I've shaped that for my increasing kind of spectrum of clients is that I pride myself on tailoring what I do to meet the needs individual client. And I make it super easy. You know, I always talk about quick wins. And Sarah's worked with me, I hope you don't mind me saying. And, you know, I just want to send people away and not put a course book in a drawer. I want them to have real techniques in a little toolkit that they can draw on so that they save time and become even more successful. And it's joyful when I hear about the impact that makes on other people's lives, because I remember the transformation and I was a completely different person after doing it. So that's me. You can see me getting excited just talking.
You make me happy just listening to you and watching you. I feel as though I want to get on your bus, you know, or whatever you have for breakfast. I want some too. I love it. Thank you. Over to you, Lisa. What's unique about Lisa Wonder Woman?
I think for me, it's just that I'm like a very normal and approachable person. I don't know about the normal mind, but I think, like I've said before, like I always thought I had to be really professional, but people work with me because I'm not this person in a suit that's really professional. I'm just like this normal, down-to-earth person that tries to make everything like simple and a little bit fun.
Oh, isn't that wonderful? And in a way, you're saying, I'm not, I don't have a side, I don't have a mask. You get in the authentic Lisa.
Yes,
That's
it's
wonderful.
all with me.
And I always love it because when I ask us the most stupid question, number one, you know what I'm talking about. And number two, you can make sense of it. And number three, you've got a solution for it. I think it's absolutely wonderful.
I do try.
Well, you succeed, I can tell you succeed. And over to you, Kim. What is unique about you?
I found this a really interesting question because it's not something you necessarily think about yourself very much. Because you do what you do naturally because it's you, you know, so you sort of think, well, what is unique about that? But I suppose for me, everything I do, I treat my clients in a very holistic manner, and everything I do, energy work ripples through everything I do because that's who I am at the core of my being. And I think when I work with people, whether it's in business or on a one-to-one or as a client, I'm seeing the highest potential for them all of the time. I'm tuning into who they are as their blueprint of their potential. So if I'm working with someone in the health capacity, yeah, we do some metrics and things like that that help measure success of where we're going in their health and well-being journey. But in the background of it all is visualizing that divine perfection for what their body is able to achieve, and seeing even at a cellular level, everything is raising for them vibrationally, energetically, and everything. So I think that it's the work that goes on behind the scenes that they probably don't even realize, but they feel on a level that when I'm working with them, it's a full investment of seeing the best for them in for their highest good, if that makes sense.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. What an exciting morning we're going to have this morning. I wonder if somebody can help and send Rachel Bedgood the link for this morning, because I can't get in because we're recording and she's having challenges this morning getting in online with us. So yeah, can somebody do that for us?
Yeah.
So I'm going to introduce now to you Sarah. So Sarah, the floor is yours. I'm going to share my screen with you because I know you've got a presentation you're going to be sharing with us. But Sarah's got a very unique approach to actually helping people raise money, you know, via the mortgage scheme, and it's Remoo Mortgages that have won so many awards. So Sarah, over to you.
Okay, are you able to share your screen share? Shall I go put my thing up? Oh,
Uh-oh.
I think you've got to make me co-host, I think.
Hang on.
You can just share screen at the bottom. There's a little arrow and then it says allow others to share.
Ah,
There we
so I
are.
think you'll have to allow me. Let's have a look.
You're in as multiples. And what amazing
Mm.
branding you've got behind you, Sarah. Fantastic branding.
Hey. Oh, can everyone see that now?
Yeah, we can all see it.
Wow, thank you. So, oh, thank you all for coming today. It's lovely because it's my first time doing this, so it's nice to see some familiar faces. So I hope that today that you will be able to like have an understanding of how we handle customer service. And I'm hoping that you'll be able to take some tips away, you know, if they're relevant to you, that you can implement in your own business. And I have got a little PowerPoint, but I don't want it to be death by PowerPoint. So I'm going to try and make it interactive. So please, you know, if there's any questions or if you know you want to say something, just jump in. Okay. So just to start, I thought a little bit of a background about me. When Cheryl asked me to do this, I wasn't sure what to talk about, and it was only because people had mentioned that you know, our customer service was quite good that I sort of thought that, and then I thought, oh, if it was any of those topics above there, wine, cocktails, gin, food, holidays, I'd probably done a week's presentation on any of those. So yeah, they're sort of my hobbies and interests, and I do actually have a background in customer service. I started off working in a hairdresser's when I was 14. I worked in a laundrette doing ironing, so you know, lots of customer facing roles. I worked on customer service in Tesco's while I was in uni, and that's actually where I met Kerry as well. And then I was a youth worker for many years, where the young person was really the center of the approach, and it was my role to help young people achieve better lives. So you know, it really was about that service we provided. And then 3 years ago, I decided to give up my job and go and work with Kerry. He'd been an advisor for 10 years at the time. He had all the knowledge and experience, but he just didn't have the capacity to really focus on the customer service and the organization, the operation side of the business. So we wanted to create our own company. We had this idea, you know, Remoo was sort of created, but we wanted to stand out and be different to our competitors. So we decided to focus on two things, and that was specialist. So, you know, the people who find it more difficult to get mortgages, and service, providing that real personal service. And obviously then I love to do networking. I am one who's one of those. So that's why I'm here today. Okay, so a little activity to start. I want you to, if you can grab a pen and a post-it or a piece of paper. I know Mandy will have her nice butterfly ones nice and close. I want you to think about happy clients. I want you to think about your perfect client. So the ones that are really easy to work with and they pay on time. You can draw them if you want. You can give them a name. But you know, I really want you to think of that ideal client. And imagine you've just done some work with them. You've asked them to write you a review. It's just come through as a notification. It's ping to say your business has had a review. What are you hoping that it will say? You know, 3 words if you can, or a sentence. What do you want your clients to say about your service? Give me a thumbs up when you're all done so that I know to move on. Thanks, Mand. Brill, thanks, Lynn. And Lise. I can't see Karen, so someone might have to just tell me if Karen's put her thumbs up. Or if you unmute Karen, just give me a yes or a no. You're not on my screen on the little boxes. How you doing, Cheryl? Have you got yours?
Yeah, I've done mine.
Brilliant, thank you. That's great. So what I want you to do is just pop that to one side, because I want you to keep those words and sort of, you know, that in your mind while we're going through the rest of it, and we're going to come back to it then in a few more slides. So thank you for that. So why is customer service so important to us as a company? I really think that client feedback helps you improve. If you know what you've done well, you can continue to do it. If you know that you haven't got something right, and a client, you know, tells you that, you've got the ability then to address that and improve it for the future. And as I said earlier, when we set up Remoo, we really wanted to stand out from our competitors, be different to the rest. And I think providing a good customer service allows you to do that. And I think then your clients become loyal and you gain their respect. I'm not sure, you know, some of you know how we work. but we offer a lifetime service. So usually people who have mortgages need them renewing every 2 or 5 years, and the terms can be anything from sort of, up to 30, 40 years for first time buyers these days. So clients will regularly need that support. So what we do is when a client comes to us, they pay a one-off fee at the beginning, and then we will continue to do all that work for as long as they need us. So it's really important that that service is continually good throughout the whole term. And I really feel that if you provide a good service, your clients will come back to you and they'll tell others. So you're then sort of creating a constant sort of stream of business coming in. So I've got some figures on here. I can't tell if it'll be on the left or right of your screen, but the left one on mine is 53.83%. And that figure is the work we've done so far this year. So we're in the 6 months of the year. 53.83% of our work is work from lifetime clients. So they are clients that are, we are redoing work for them. They've already signed up to our lifetime service. And then on the right on my screen is 95%. And that's our retention rate of a client staying with us, which we're really proud of that sort of figure, because it's in financial services, that is quite high. And that's also the 5% there that's missing. Within that are people who pay off their mortgages, which for us, that is the ideal situation. We want every client eventually to pay off their mortgage and that house to be theirs. So that's why we see customer service as so important to us. And then on the next page, so out of I worked this out earlier, 48.17% of the new clients that come in, this is how it's broken down. So you can see there that the majority are client referrals. So they are those existing clients telling other people, this mortgage company is really good. I've used them and I'd recommend them. And if there's a few little ones there from like social media, family and friends, events, Google, and networking. But the other bigger one is that introducer. So that's typically sort of accountants and IFAs. And they've referred clients to us. We've provided a good service. They've then given good feedback back to the accountant or the IFA. So they'll continue trusting us with their clients as well. So again, it all comes back to the service we provide that client. So I've got some examples here of some great customer service. So on the left there is me in the hairdressers. When I go to the hairdressers, I am so indecisive. I go and she says to me, what are we doing today? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I haven't got a clue. And she just asks me a couple of questions. Oh, it looks quite nice long, doesn't it? And I'll say, yeah, or actually, I think I prefer it shorter. Or it needs a bit of brightening up, doesn't it? And I'll, all these little questions will lead her to sort of gauge what I'm looking for. She kind of like draws it out of me. And she's just amazing. And she manages to make, when you go to a hairdresser's, you want to come out and you want to feel glammed, don't you? And every time I go, I come out and I feel, brilliant. And recently, so she used to live a 3-minute drive from our house, and she's moved salons and it's now about 35 minutes away from my house. So I could have gone, no, I'm not driving that far. I'm going to get a new hairdresser because it's more convenient. But the service I get in that salon from that hairdresser, where I've been going for 10 years, and she knows me and she almost reads my mind of what I want when I go there. You can't put a price on that. I would drive the 35 minutes for it. So that's, to me, an example of good customer service. And the other one I got on there is Lush. And the story behind this, Lisa will know this one, is that Christmas time I went into Lush and I was going to a networking event and I wanted to buy 4 little small gifts for the people I was close to in the event. And I went in, and the 4 people are very different people. They all got different personalities. And the girl came over, she said, what are you looking for? And I said, I wanted to get these 4 gifts. And I explained the personalities. So one was a pink sparkly princess. The other one was a very nature-loving, earthy person. One was a very sort of strong-willed, person. And the other one was like 70s diva, loves sort of that dance trance music. And the girl in Lush managed to find me a bath bomb that represented each of these people based on what I told her. And I just, every time I go into Lush, I find that they always come over and you know, they listen to you, they understand you, and they want to help you find what you're looking for. So I think, again, when you get an experience like that, or you experience a service like that, you remember it, and it's sort of makes you want to continue going back. So I thought that I would ask you guys, so if you don't mind unmuting, if you've got any good experiences of customer service that come to mind. Well, you know, have you got any favorite shops or anything like that? I go down like has your appear on the list. So Cheryl, you're first on my list. What about you? Have you got anything you can pops into your head where you love going?
Yeah, I love going to Brown's in London for a meal whenever I go. And I really prefer going there on my own, because I find when you're a woman on your own there, they spoil you even more. So usually find the waiters give you far much too champagne in a glass. The service you have is just impeccable, and waiters and waitresses come up and just chat to you, and you get to know all the gossip going on in the hotel. And the last time I went, they said, the waiter came up to me and they said, let me top you off with a little extra champagne, and here's some chocolate slithers. And they brought like a toast rack full of different themes of chocolate for me to drink my champagne to finish off and eat chocolate as I finished off the meal. I thought it was delicious. I thought, you won't get that anywhere else.
That's lovely. So do you know, when you do go to London, Cheryl, is that your sort of first choice of restaurant?
That's my only choice. I love it.
Perfect. That's great. Thank you. What about you, Karen?
There is a dress shop about an hour's drive away from us called Marion's. And the person who was the sales assistant has passed away, unfortunately. But Bernie was absolutely amazing. You would go into that shop, she would greet you, she'd find out what you're looking for. And then you just go into the changing room and she would just bring stuff. And you'd look at it and you'd think, no. And she just try it on, just humour me. And whatever she sent in always looked fabulous. And it was stuff that you wouldn't normally try, in colours you wouldn't normally try. But she always had that thing. The only thing she was missing was champagne, because it would be a real personal customer experience in the shop. But she was absolutely amazing. We spent a bloody fortune. And when my mum used to come over, we used to take her there because she just loved being spoiled, and she felt that that's what she got. And again, she spent a huge amount of money on stuff that she might not necessarily wear, but she just enjoyed the experience.
Oh, that's lovely. It sounds like a very good eye for detail as well, isn't it? If she
Oh,
knew
she
sort of
was
what was
amazing. But she knew her
brilliant.
stock. She could see your size and see what colours would suit you. Yeah.
Oh, great. Thank you. What about you, Lise?
Well, obviously, when I remortgaged with Remoo Mortgages, they was obviously the best customer service ever. I still can't get rid of her 2 years later. Do you know what I mean?
If you think you're getting in for that comment now, you're not, right?
I think for me, it's like, I find like smaller businesses give lots of good service. And I think it's like, even going out for food and stuff like that, we tend to stay away from like chain restaurants and stuff like that, because I always find like the smaller, more like family run type things tend to give more service. But I also like the customer service in Pasture as well, in Cardiff, because even like they literally come over to you, they explain everything to you. This guy was sat with us chatting to us for ages and stuff like that, and I don't normally see that in like a bigger business.
Pasture's
I love
family
Pasture as
run
well.
though.
Yeah. So I mean, like some people that have got like lots of like restaurants type thing, but I wouldn't class it as a chain, even though it probably is, I suppose. But yeah, this guy, he just literally was sat there, and like my husband was asking about steaks and stuff like that, which one was best. He was there for about 5 minutes chatting with us, like. So if you was in another restaurant, they were like, come on, you got other people to serve type thing. But that's how they treat people. So that was really nice.
I think that even though they're a chain, I think there's only 2 restaurants. It's not a massive chain, is there?
Is there?
I think it's only
I know
Cardiff and
there's.
Bristol. I'm pretty
Oh,
sure.
I know there was one in Bristol, so I don't know.
Yeah, and they've just opened one in Birmingham.
Oh, there we are. Oh, there's 3 then, is there? Well, cool.
Really
What
good.
about you, Joe? Oh, can I stop you for a second, or do you want to carry on?
Yeah. I am not a big shopper or eater-outer, so I don't really have. I mean, Lisa stole my thunder because obviously I've just started working with Kerry, and yeah, I mean I've got lots of experience of bad customer service. One of which was to do with my recent mortgage issue, which is what Kerry is helping me out with. But yeah, it's like Lisa said, tends to be the smaller businesses and the chains that do sort of provide that extra level of customer service. It really makes a difference.
I suppose as well, they value their clients a bit more, whereas big chains, they don't need as much business, I suppose. It doesn't matter. You're just a number walking through the door as opposed to a person, maybe. What I think, is it just you left, Rich?
Oh, is it? So I've got
can't see
2,
anyone
I
else.
think. I love the Savoy Hotel. I love that when you pull up outside, Rob, the footman, goes, "Hi, Rich, nice to see you." I love that. I love that people know my name. I try to do that with a lot of our customers. Like if they say in passing, "Oh, I'm off to Turkey on Tuesday with my sister and my kids," and we always try to follow that up then with, "Hey, how was Turkey? How was your sister? Did she get drunk on Tuesday?" That type of thing. So people think that we're really listening. But yeah, I tend to do like the change really, and I like John Lewis. I love that they behave like a small business. Like every time I go to John Lewis, I haggle with the manager and they usually give me 10% off whatever I'm buying. I love that they can have that discretion to do stuff, and that but I guess it's because they're all sort of shareholders in John Lewis as well. They all have a vested interest in the customer service. Yeah, I like people knowing my name and I like a bargain.
Brilliant, thank you. What about you, Mand?
So I'm going to talk about my mum's 80th birthday treat, which is when we went to the Ritz in London, where you would expect exceptional service, but it was lovely that it was all you expect and more. Just made my mum feel like a princess. But how we got there was in the car of somebody that a few of you I've known a while might know, a chap called David James of Personal Class Travel. And he took me, my mum, and 3 of her friends, and 2 of the people in the group had mobility issues, disabilities, walking sticks. It was quite a challenging group. And in the run-up to the event, he came around to my house and showed me the car and the various configurations of the seats to get it exactly how it would suit my party. And then, taking us to London, where he dropped us off, because we did the Ritz, and then we also went on and went to Harrods. And he was really careful to get them really close to the doors and help them out the car. It was just mind-blowing. It was like having a personal chauffeur for something that was quite affordable, in fact. So it's one of my happiest memories, a whole day of unique and fabulous service, but one small Welsh business and one huge famous hotel. Very different, but both gave beautiful service.
Brilliant, thank you. What about you, Len?
Mine is very similar to yours. My hairdresser, absolutely love her. I've got big, thick masses of curls, which I've never ever liked. So I did start going to this one particular lady in a small shop, and yeah, it was okay. She was straightening it, and you have like these perm things now that straighten it, and it was great. And then somebody suggested I try one of the high-end ones in Cardiff, and although the service was okay, I didn't feel that they listened, because I told them about these masses of curls and that when you blow dry it, no, I don't want this big bounce out here, because at the end of the day, I'm coming here to get rid of that, not, have it input. And I just left there and thought, no, I'll never go back there again. And it was double the price of what my hairdresser actually charges. So I did try another one then in Newport, And that was the same. I specifically said I can't have layers, because if I have layers, then my curl just bounces up even more. What did I come out with? Layers. So yeah, mine is
Obviously
my hairdresser that is absolutely amazing, because she'd always say, any layers today, Lynn? And I just look at her and she's like, I'm joking, I'm joking. So yeah, mine is my fabulous hairdresser, and yeah, I wouldn't care where she moved, I would still go and see her.
Yeah, same. What about you, Kim? Have you got an example for us?
I think just going back onto the small businesses route that others have said, like for example, I went to like a fair thing on Sunday, and there was you know, small businesses with little stalls and everything, and I think it's the time they take to talk to you and their passion and knowledge for the products they're selling. So one woman was forages sea glass and makes jewelry, and her knowledge of and where the stuff comes from and how old it was. I just found the whole thing fascinating to talk to her. I really did. And I hadn't intended to buy a necklace, and there I was buying a necklace because I just, you know, felt I just was impressed with her knowledge and her love for what she did. And then there was the Tenby Campbell candles lady, a bit like your Lush lady, that was chatting and explaining about how she made her candles and asking me what fragrances I liked or what I didn't like. And before I knew it, I was walking away with this whole wax burner and all these things that go in it. And it's just talking to people who just genuinely care about what it is that they are selling to you. You know, it's not just selling, they genuinely care about it. And you pick up on that. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you. I think when you have these examples of good customer service, it's a reminder of how important it is. So we have got, not a lot, but we have got all 5-star reviews. I think we're on to about 75 at the minute, and that's over the past 2 years. And we're really proud of those and really passionate about getting 5-star reviews. And so I thought I'd say how we sort of do that. And one of them, I think when I come to events, I mention that even though mortgages sounds like a transaction, for us, it's far more than a transaction. It's, you know, we really want to provide that human, personal experience. And if I could sort of sum it up in a sentence, well, 2 sentences, it would be our clients come in first and going over and above, you know, sort of doing more than what is expected of you. From the beginning, the clients get access to like a WhatsApp group where the advisors in there, the administrators in there, and we try and sort of gauge how they like to communicate, so that we're making sure that the journey is as good as it can be for them. You know, some of our clients are really old school, they like everything printed and sent to them by post, whereas others are really quiet and they only wanted to be contacted if there's something major in the process. And then others like daily updates. So it's really about getting to know your clients and knowing how they want their journey to look, and then providing that for them. We're really passionate about the speed we work and our availability. So again, they can put anything in that WhatsApp group at any time. A lot of lenders and solicitors we work with take 2, 3, 4, sometimes 7 working days to deal with documents and things like that. Yes, sometimes we're not available, but we will pop a message in to say, is this urgent, or can this wait until this day, or can I book you in for an appointment? So we're just constantly managing our clients' expectations there. I really think being transparent and honest is really important. The first conversation you will have with us, we will say, this is what we can do to help you. This is the cost of it, and this is when you'll be expected to pay, which death is payable till completion. And then, you know, we talk about, for that cost, you will have this service, and this service will look like this. And that's from the very first conversation. And it's about honesty as well. The process isn't just about us, there's loads of people involved in it. You've got solicitors, you've got lenders, you've got estate agents. Some things are out of our control. Some things don't always go right. And I think it's just important to relate to the client. You know, I understand your frustrations. This is what I'm going to do about it. If I have to speak to a solicitor every day to nag them until they think, I've had enough of this woman, I'm just going to do what she says to get her off my back, that is what I will do. And I think clients respect that as well. Like, you're not trying to cover anything up. yeah, okay, that was wrong, but this is how we're going to fix it. A lot of our lenders, a lot of our mortgages have free legals. I tell every client they are free for a reason, because it's rubbish. And it's managing that from the beginning. But would you rather use something that saves you £600, £700? So they got that choice then. I think one thing for us is that we care. Like we said about getting to know the clients, you never know what a client's going through. And I'm a big believer in, if you can be anything in life, is being kind. And one of our clients not so long ago, during the very end of the process, her brother died. She passed away quite suddenly. And I happened to be contacting her back and forth, and I knew when the funeral date was, and because it was the very end of the process, there was a lot of documents and communications were going back and forth constantly. So I messaged everyone in the process, estate agent, solicitor, everyone that was involved, and said, for today, nothing is to go out. There is no communication. Everything needs to be held till tomorrow. So she messaged me the next day. She said, have I missed anything? Nothing's happened yesterday. Just want to make sure. And I said, no. I said, I told everyone nothing was to go out today. And she was like, I'm so grateful. That's a tear to my eyes. And it was something so simple. That's all it was an email sent out, but it meant so much to that person. I think that is then showing how you care, and you'll go that one step for that client. And then I got on that consistency, because obviously it's so important to us, because we are regularly doing work for that client every 2 or 5 years. We have to keep providing that level of service. It's maintaining that service, and they're telling other people about us. So if they're saying, oh look, these are really good, and then we don't provide that service, there's something not right there. So we really have to meet the expectations that our clients who refer us set. So that's kind of how I think we've achieved the 5-star reviews that we've got. So I saw this yesterday, and again, it probably relates to that caring bit earlier, is every client has their own story. Who and what is important to you? And I think I've got on the side there, if you can start with anything on your client journey, it's listening, understanding, and empathizing. And I think that then is your base to move forward. So back to the 3 words. I'm hoping you can't see the next slide, is on my other screen. But these are mine. So when reviews come through, I want clients to think they can trust us, we'll help them, and we care. So I went through the last sort of 10 reviews, and then I got our intern to do this image, because it's far too technical for me. And I think I did have a look earlier, and these words, there are trust is in there, you can see it, helpful. I did find care, but it was really small, so I'm not going to be able to find it out, I don't think. So again, I feel like we are providing the service that we set out to provide, because we get in the feedback that we want back. So yeah, that was mine. So, and then I've got another example. If I ask Lise, what are your 3 words? Is she there? Is she gone?
No, I am here. I texted them to you yesterday, didn't I? Well, I didn't have paper now, but I knew I'd done them because you sent it yesterday. Fun, simple, and amazing.
I did actually write this review after I met with Lisa, and she did some work with me 2 weeks ago. But I wanted to make sure that I obviously had those words in it. But I had written here, I think I got, Lisa is amazing at what she does. I've got, she listens, understands. I'm sure there was fun in, there we are. And she does it in a really fun and simple way. So again, that shows that you are setting out, you were achieving what you set out to do, because your clients feel that you are providing the service that you want to provide. So that was, and as well, look, I changed the theme of the slide to pink, especially for you.
Oh, thanks. Everyone was wondering earlier who that pink princessy sparkly person you was buying a gift for, weren't they?
No, I don't think everyone was wondering. I think everyone knew. And yeah, so this last slide is some client pictures, because I love the end of the journey, the completion. It's really sad because, right, when you got these WhatsApp groups, the clients message you every day, and you get to really know them, and then on completion, it all kind of the intensity changes and they're not messaging you every day because they've got what they needed to achieve. You keep in touch, but it's not like constant communication. So we ask them if they've got any photos, and there's some, I put together a few here. So up on the left there is a client who remortgaged because they were getting married, and that's on Aberavon Beach for there, at my local beach. We've got another client who bought their sort of dream family home here. And then when clients buy new houses, it is a little bit more stressful than remortgaging because you obviously got the packing and all the rest of it. We send out a little box to them to say congratulations on their new home there. So yeah, one of the clients has sent us a picture and said thank you. And then everyone loves sending us keys, and I love key photos because they are really cool. But we use these photos as well and to put on our website and our social media, because I think it's really nice that then shows that we're a personal company and a personal service, because our clients are sort of the face of what we do, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that's basically how we do customer service. I don't know, am I right for time, Shay? I know you text me at 12:30 to
Yeah,
say
it'd be lovely to get people's feedback of what have they learned this morning and what are they going to put into action.
But I hope what I've said has helped as well. And even if it's sometimes you're probably all doing these things, and you probably, I've used a lot of your guys' services, and I've always had brilliant experiences. So, but sometimes it's nice to have like a little bit of a reminder, and I like to see how other people are doing it, because I do steal ideas. If it's a good idea, I'm all for it. I'm all for sharing. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'd love to hear from everyone. I'd love to know what your feedback is from this morning. And I'd love to know what you're going to put into action, because there's so many ideas shared there. So can we quickly jump through? We'll come to Rachel first, because I know Rachel was struggling to get in at the beginning. So Rachel, over to you. What will you put into action from these amazing ideas?
Oh, I think it's so good. That follow-up gift you do at the end, for the new homeowners, that is such a lovely little touch. That is proper relationship building. Because like you say, they remortgage in 2 or 3 or 5 years, which isn't a long time in the grand scheme of things. And you still remain in their mind as the company that got them on the ladder, or got their mortgage, or got it over the line. That's really nice. That's a really nice touch. I'm wondering if there's something I can do with that when we onboard new customers. Like we do other stuff, we try to make our customers sticky by giving them software and development and stuff that other people can't build or that is expensive. But you've created this really personable, relatively cheap way of locking a customer in. That's nice.
But the bars of chocolate in there, I don't know if anyone recognised them, but I am obsessed with Tony's Chocolonely chocolate. I love it. And the salted caramel is my favourite. And if you go on their website, you can personalise them. So you can put your logo on it. And everyone knows Tony's Chocolonely, don't they? So you can have your colour scheme, your logo, and a message, like you could have, welcome. And we do try then, the key ring is a trolley coin in a house. So to me, that's going to be on their keys all the time. Everyone go shopping today, and everyone needs a trolley coin. So that's the kind of constant reminder for that as well.
Oh, I'd love the details of the chocolate, Guy. Can you pop that in the chat box for us? That's a really great idea. Fabulous idea. And over to you, website Wonder Woman. What have you picked up from this morning? What will you put into action?
I think it was like, for me, it's because Sarah texted me yesterday. It was like, what's your 3 words? And then that made me look over the reviews that I already had. And then I was looking for words that I wanted people to say. And then it goes back to that, are people saying what, the service that you want to give? Is that coming out in the reviews? And when I read them, I was like, oh, actually, it is. So I think that, but I like little gifts. They get a website, I'm like, oh, but yeah, I didn't get a gift. I'm upset now.
You did get a gift. I brought you pens and things like that.
No, when I done my mortgage, I mean.
No, I know, because you didn't move house to you, that's why.
No.
I want chocolate bars though.
I know.
She always brings me chocolate.
She gets wine, she gets notebooks, she gets pens, but she's always hard done by. So it is what it is, guys. high maintenance.
Oh, over to you, Joe. What will you put into action?
I mean, I love Remoo. I've known them probably about 3 or 4 years now. Their customer service is second to none, and I think all of us, all we ever want is to kind of follow that really, and make sure our clients are happy, and that you're doing a good job for them and you're doing the best you possibly can.
And the amazing figures on that customer retention, wasn't it? Absolutely incredible. Wow. And I suppose what surprised me as well was the referral success you were having. Yeah, there was more than social media and more than networking. Yeah, having this referral. That was really very powerful, really powerful.
Shows they're doing a good job, doesn't it?
Yeah, shows you're doing a good job. And also you're measuring it as well, how many of us actually get down to measuring what we do in order to come to those conclusions. Absolutely amazing. Over to you, Mandy. What have you learned from this morning? What will you put into action?
Well, Sarah and Kerry are running a business that makes me want to buy a house because I don't have a mortgage now, and I feel very lucky about that. But if ever I met anybody that needed a mortgage, we'd head your way. I love the idea of the personalised gift. I do send cards and gifts to my group clients, but I've not gone as far as personalising it. So I will probably nick that idea. That's a lovely touch. And I agree, a reminder on the consistency, really, that all the clients, however little or much contact they need with you, that was a very good point you made, Sarah. Sometimes when I book a course, people are asking me questions every day and, detail, and others, they're just like, right, we'll see you on the day, and I never hear from them. But how I approach it and what they get from me needs to be consistent. So I'm there if they need me, So thank you. It was a really well put together talk, and it's always lovely to see you.
Oh, thank you, Mandy.
Oh, thanks.
And over to you, Karen. What will you put into action?
I just love the idea of the gift box thing. But I was thinking more of the sort of starting out and possibly creating something like an author's survival kit to get you through the first year.
Oh, that's a great idea. Oh, I'd love to see that.
Pen and a bottle of wine.
And Lynn, over to you. What will you put into action?
There were some great tips there, and only this year I've really been tracking where all my referrals have been coming from. I do already buy gifts for my financial advisors and my mortgage advisors that send me work, but it is only once a year, if I'm honest. It's coming up to that Christmas period. It's like, there we go. Thanks for your referrals over the year. I obviously ring them in between and, give a thanks if a client does ring, but they do have to wait that once a year. And I do give, if I go and see a client, if they then refer me to someone, I do give those clients a gift and say, I've been contacted by somebody and they said you recommended, so I will give them something. But I'm missing, when I think about it, the clients that I'm actually doing the work for that don't refer me. I've missed a big trick on that one, and it wasn't until Sarah said at the end of the process she sends her clients a gift. I'm like, yeah, I send the gifts to the people that refer, but the ones that actually I just do the work and it's completed, never thought of giving them something. Perhaps I could do a will chocolate bar and say, there we go, you've had your will, thank you very much. I don't know, but it has made me think that I have forgot those.
And that brings to mind, I went into one hairdresser's and I was talking to the hairdresser about her team, and I said, who do you think is in your team? And she only mentioned her employees. And I said, don't you think of your customers as part of your team? Because I think of you as my hairdresser as part of my team, and she didn't think of the customers as part of the team. And I left that hairdresser's because I was thinking, well, why is it you only see your staff as important and part of the team, but you don't see your clients as part of the team? And you think to yourself, well, I started thinking about how much money I'd spent in our hair salon, and I was never considered as part of the team. And it was clients' money that paid for the salon and paid for all the staff, but the clients never thought of as part of that person's team. So yeah, I shifted hairdressers after that. I thought, oh, I want to be really feel important and part of somebody's team. Yeah, so perhaps it gets you thinking, Lynn, doesn't it? Of who you're thanking and who you're not, really. Thank you for that. And Kim, over to you. What will you put into action?
Well, firstly, thank you, Sarah. There was so much richness in what you've said today, and I've written copious notes. Right from the outset, I think saying about standing out and being different from the competition, really looking at what your specialities are, and then how you convey your exceptional service around that. I think there's work I could do around that for sure, to be a bit more specific. And also thinking about where my clients come from. You know, I love the fact that you've graphed that out, you know, so it's very clear. And I think there's more clarity there, because then you know where best to put your attention for the new clients to come in. So there's work I could do there for sure. Love the gift idea as well. So and there's more besides, I think. And also the referrals, because we've just had like a rebrand at the end of last year. So we I picked this up as well from the in-person training day about the importance of referrals. But I like having those 3 words in mind, that is what you kind of want people to say about yourself, because it makes it just that little bit more in your mind about what you want them to say on those referrals, if you see what I mean.
Lovely, thank you, Kim. Well, I've experienced Remoo Mortgages. I had a discovery call with Kerry just in case I needed a mortgage. And even though I haven't shopped yet, it's almost like I would never think of going anywhere else. And because I've experienced that feeling of I would never want to go anywhere else, they're almost like the first people on my mind if I hear anyone else wanting to raise finance or raise a mortgage. They'd be my first reference point that I would recommend them wholeheartedly. And I think that says a lot, really, when you are first point of call and the first person you would want to recommend is Remoo Mortgages. And I'm sure you'll all agree with me. This morning's presentation has taught us so much. And you've obviously put a lot of effort into preparing this presentation for us, Sarah. We can't thank you enough. So can we do like a virtual applause for Sarah? Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So thank you everyone for dropping online this morning. And next week, we're going to be having an online mentoring get together where we're all going to be bringing our challenges and perhaps what's on our mind, or we need some creative thinking on something. So that's what we'll be doing in Iron Woman Hour next Monday between 11 and 12 o'clock. So have a great week, everyone, and look forward to seeing you online next Monday. Have a great week, everyone. And thank you again, Sarah. You were amazing. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.